Okay, so welcome to our presentation on Brunel Medical School on our brand new Medicine MBBS course. Thank you all for joining us. So I'm Chris, I'll be your host for the next sort of 15-20 minutes. We'll try and keep it brief and engaging for you. So I've been working with Brunel Medical School now for about a year now, and previously with other medical schools sort of dotted around London, including Queen Mary University of London. So my email address is here. So I'm happy to receive questions directly to my email address at any point sort of after this presentation. So what we'll cover, not necessarily in this order, is a little bit about the university, about Brunel, why we think you should study medicine in the UK in general, so not just at Brunel, but in the UK. You'll learn about the MBBS course and why we think this is a good option for you to consider when making your applications for medicine. We'll cover fees, scholarships, how to apply, entry requirements. But I think most importantly, the main takeaway from this will be what makes us different and stand out from all the other medical schools that you're currently considering. So I think this probably doesn't apply to many of you because you're all international students, but it's a truly international program. It's for international students only. So this is because we don't currently have the funding needed in place to teach home students just yet, although the plan will be to bring in UK and EU students in the future. Okay. So I'm actually just going to turn my video off now because I don't want to be dominating the slides, but I will be back. Okay, so why come all this way to the UK to study medicine? Because it's a beautiful place and it looks a little bit like this if you haven't been here already. And it also doesn't rain as much as anyone thinks it does. But aside from that, one of the main reasons is for its heritage, its quality and tradition related to the field of medicine. So the UK has a deep history of educating doctors. We have some of the oldest and best medical schools in the world. And we're regulated by the General Medical Council, which is widely recognised as the gold standard in quality assurance for medical education. And once you've graduated from the MBBS, if you wish to remain in the UK to practice medicine, there's a wide range of professional opportunities for you. I think we have more so than anywhere else in the world, with over sort of 100 different specialities for you to consider. But in the UK, we have a fantastic, well, we like to think we have a fantastic learning philosophy. So you don't just learn about the science, we have a focus on teamwork, empathy and professionalism. And of course, your clinical placements will be within the infamous NHS, National Health Service, which is one of the largest publicly funded health systems in the world. If you don't know about the NHS, please do your research because you will no doubt get a question at your interview at any medical school that you will be wanting to go to. And finally, in the UK, you can start your medical school at the age of sometimes 17, but usually 18. And I don't think this is possible in some countries around the world. For example, in America, you certainly need to be older than 18. Okay, just a couple of slides on Brunel. The focus will be on medicine, but just in case you don't know. So we are a very well-established university. This goes all the way back to 1966. We're renowned internationally. It's fair to say mainly for technology and engineering, although we do have we are well known for our health programs now. I'd say we're a medium-sized university with over 2,700 international students on a truly international campus. We have over sort of 150 different nationalities represented on campus. So we're very proud of our world-class sports facilities. So if you're interested in sport, Brunel's a great place for you. So you might recognise this chap, Usain Bolt, and the Jamaican team chose our facilities to train in preparation for the London Olympics, which is all very exciting. And very rare for London, our campus is all on one site, with everything only a short distance away from the centre of campus. But I guess what our students love most is our fantastic location. We hear it every day when we're there. So we're very close to Heathrow Airport, which is of course handy for overseas travel, trips to Europe on the weekends, parent visits, etc. We're around 40 minutes to the sites of central London, but close enough to the city centre. No, so we're close to the city centre, but far enough away to enjoy a very peaceful and pleasant campus setting. So here is our campus, bird's eye view, looking lovely in green in the summer sunshine. And the medical school is situated sort of in the heart of the campus in our Quad North building, which is being refurbished and be ready for 2021 entry in September. Just around the corner, just off campus, is Hillingdon Hospital, which is our key partner hospital, and this is where you'll be doing a lot of your clinical training. But we'll come on to that later. So, I mean, this is what you're here for, the MBBS course itself. So, as I said, we're a brand new medical school, which we're very excited about. An application is for September 2021-22 entry. An application opens this year in September. So it's important to note, yes, we're a new school, but the college in which the medical school sits in is certainly not. We have some very well-established programs like biomedical sciences, life sciences, physiotherapy. So if you're interested in those subjects, please have a look on our website. So the MBBS, which is and the Latin is Bachelor of Medicine, Bachelor of Surgery, is a primary medical qualification, and it's recognised around the world, and it's 5 years duration. So it's important to note here that we're currently not offering the 4-year graduate entry programme, which you might be familiar with, so if you already have a degree. However, if you do have a degree, an undergraduate degree already, you can apply for our programme, and we'll come on to that later. So we're planning to offer a 1-year pre-medicine foundation course. So this leads directly into the MBBS. So this is for candidates who do not meet our academic entry requirements for the MBBS. So here you have the opportunity to essentially top up and improve your science knowledge in preparation for the MBBS. And the website address is there, which is our foundation partner. Foundation Partner College, so please keep an eye on that website for the programme launch. Okay, how to apply, very important. So you're probably familiar with UCAS by now if you've done your UK medical research. UCAS is the main application body for UK degrees, and you can apply on the UCAS website. So application opens 5th of September and closes 15th of October this year for 2021 entry. Now, however, we're currently exploring in the university ways for you to apply after the October the 15th deadline. So our application will remain open until all places have been filled throughout the year, and more information about this will be on our website very shortly. So I mentioned earlier about the school being for international students only. So this slide illustrates the benefits of this for you. So because we're not recruiting home students, this means we essentially have more medical places available for international students than most other medical schools, if not all medical schools in the UK. So the bar on the left is your typical home and overseas student cohort breakdown for medical schools. Normally it's about 15% overseas students. The bar on the left is your typical home and overseas student breakdown for Brunel Medical School. So as you can see, it's all international. So we clearly have more places available than other medical schools in a truly international cohort. So tuition fees and scholarships. Tuition fee is £40,000 per year. No, that's the sort of the going rate for a decent medical education in the UK. And this doesn't cover student accommodation and living expenses, as I know some universities around the world does, especially in America. Now, the good news is that we have 10 generous scholarships, and they're worth £30,000 each. So the 30,000 is the total value spread over 5 years. And we're not just giving them away. You'll need to earn the right for a scholarship, and they'll be awarded on academic merit. And they'll be graded on your school leaving grades, your MBBS interview performance, and we'll ask you to write a very short essay on why you would like to become a doctor. Not under time conditions, you can do this in your own time. And you can apply for scholarships on the website once applications opens in September. And you can find out all the details on our dedicated scholarships webpage here. It's quite easy to find if you navigate through the website. Okay, entry requirements. So I'm not sure whether you're at local schools, colleges, international schools, so I'll give you a range. So if we're doing A-levels, we ask for AAB minimum in 3 A-levels, including chemistry or biology. A second science, and at Brunel we include maths as a science, and a third subject which can be anything except general studies. So as an example, you could come in with biology, chemistry, maths, or chemistry, physics, history. And it doesn't matter where you get the A's and the B's, as long as you have 2 A's and a B. So IB, we ask for 33 points. High level 6 and 5 in chemistry or biology, and a second science, again, mathematics could be the science. So we accept a wide range of secondary school qualifications. So I've just highlighted the South Africa ones here. So the State Board and the EB Board, nothing less than 3. So subjects would need to include biology or chemistry, and again, the second science or maths. So there's a more detailed breakdown of all our sort of country requirements on our website, and I believe my colleague Martin from the international team is in our group here, so he might be able to answer any questions at the end if you have any on that. Now, as I mentioned earlier, if you are a graduate with a degree already, you can apply. So this is really good news, as it's quite unusual for UK medical schools to offer this. And we asked for a 2.1, or the equivalent of what you scored. We call it a second in the UK. And it has to be a subject relevant to medicine. So it could be pharmacology, it could be life sciences, biomedical sciences is quite a popular one. And we accept degrees from all around the world. So if you're unsure whether your qualification meets our requirements, if you just contact our international admissions team, they'll be able to help you out before you apply. English language requirements is quite standard across most medical schools. We ask for IELTS 7, and this is in all sections, overall in all sections. Now, at Brunel, you can actually apply with a lower IELTS score and join our pre-sessional language school. So you can begin the MBBS on condition that you meet the English language requirements before you start. And there's more information on the English language school website. Now, a lot of you will be pleased to hear this. We do not require you to sit the very tricky medicine entry tests, UCAT or BMAT. What we do require you to do is come in for interview. So if you meet all our entry criteria, you'll be invited for interview. So this takes the format of the multi-mini interview, otherwise known as MMI. So again, if you've been doing your medical research in the UK, you may know about this already. If you don't, please research it because it's very important. So it's essentially an interview where you visit different stations to answer different questions under time conditions. It's designed to be challenging, to test you. It's certainly not, it's not a walk in the park, and you'll need to prepare. Now, MMIs traditionally take place on campus, but some universities, including Brunel, give the option to attend via Skype or Zoom. So here you'll expect all the familiar MMI questions, but this time, if you think about it, obviously you remain in place in front of your laptop and PC, and it's now the university staff who move around the different stations and ask you the different questions. Of course, if you prefer to travel to London to sit your interview, you may have a block of 3 or 4 interviews in London that you can join all in the same week. You can do, but for convenience, if you wish to stay at home, you can obviously do the interview online. Now, a couple of tips from me, as I've been on Zoom and Skype panels for clinical medicine for a number of years now. Please practice doing them online. with a friend. Obviously, it's a very different setup, a different environment that you need to get used to and familiar with. And wear exactly what you'd wear to a face-to-face interview, even down to your shoes. Remember, you're on camera. We actually have a dedicated website, a web page on our website about the MMIs and the virtual MMIs with some sample interview questions as well. So please have a look. So what makes us stand out from the rest? What makes us different from all the other medical schools that you're looking at? So we've written a very innovative and forward-thinking curriculum. So for example, we're one of the few medical schools to use team-based learning as our main method of classroom instruction. So this is as an alternative to problem-based learning that you may have read about at other medical schools, and also the traditional lectures that you'll know about already. So the clues in the name here, team-based learning, you'll be learning in teams, in small groups of 5 to 6 students, rather than in lectures and seminars. And this will be aided by sophisticated TBL software, and of course facilitated by our academics. We actually have a dedicated team-based learning webpage for you to have a look at as well, to keep you busy. So we have an enhanced learning. What does this mean? Well, it means because we're a small medical school for now, our student-staff ratio is really good. You will receive a high level of academic and pastoral support over the course. And we have brand new facilities for you, as I said, over in our Quad North building on campus, including 2 simulated hospital wards, the anatomy centre, the clinical skills centre, multimedia rooms, breakout zones, and this is where the dedicated medicine student support office is also. Now, we'll prepare you for world medicine. What does this mean? It means that we'll prepare you to practice medicine not just in the UK and your home countries, but also in countries around the world. So for example, if you're looking to study medicine in the UK, but practice medicine in America, we'll prepare you for your licensing exams, which is known as the US MLE, and in Canada, the MCCEQ exams. And this is something that most other medical schools do not offer. Through our innovative curriculum, you'll experience a range of advanced technologies, AI, robotics, virtual reality, and how to deliver virtual consultations, which is obviously very apt in our sort of environment at the moment, as you're well aware of. You'll also be trained to practice medicine for the developing world, so not just the developed. So in some cases, practicing medicine without electricity, which is very challenging, I can assure you. So we have guaranteed clinical placements in hospitals in the surrounding area of London and the southeast of England. But what does this mean? This means you have access to a very wide and diverse patient population, more so than other areas in the UK, in fact. So your clinical locations are on rotation, and they'll include hospitals, community health centres, specialist areas such as emergency medicine. This is actually our list of confirmed placement providers. We actually have a clinical placements webpage as well, so which you can have a look at in more detail. I won't run through all of these, but as you can see, there's Hillingdon Hospital there, which is again our key partner training hospital, which is just next door to the campus. So we have a strong focus on community medicine. And if you've been reading all other medical school prospectuses and websites, you've probably noticed that we're all saying there's early patient contact. So yes, this does come as standard. We are no different. So you'll have patient contact from year 1 of the course, which is obviously exciting for students. But what we do at Brunel is look at the bigger picture. So we ensure that your experience gained locally in our community can then be applied to benefit communities around the world in your future careers as a doctor. So we have a fantastic high-tech simulator suite at the Hillingdon Sim Centre. This is a safe environment where it's okay for you to make mistakes. And we can simulate a highly pressured environment, which is very close to being the real thing. This is the Hillingdon Sim Centre. And you can see here there's an observation booth for fellow students to make their assessments and evaluations. In the middle there, you've got Sim Child. a very expensive piece of kit, and SimChild can simulate a real patient. He can vomit, cry, groan, and even project blood all over the wall, which is quite scary, but possible. We also now have a Sim Baby and a whole family for you to practice on. Now, we can't forget about your electives. So if you haven't heard about electives, I'll just talk to you about them now. So this is probably part of the MBBS course that you'll probably look forward to most, as I hear all the time. And it's not just a holiday. You'll have the opportunity to experience the medical practice within a different country and environment. So this will occur in year 5, and this is the same for other medical school programs as well. And it's essentially an 8-week clinical placement. So a 6-week placement and a 6-week holiday vacation. So many students will go to another country or their home country, but others may choose actually to remain in the UK because they're having such a good time here anyway. And just to note, the university does not fund this trip, hence why some students do actually stay in the UK. Okay, so in summary, and I've got a couple more slides. We have 10 scholarships available. There's no need to sit to the UCAT or BMAT for our university. Something I haven't actually covered is the guaranteed student accommodation. So for international students, if you secure a place, you're actually guaranteed the accommodation for the whole 5 years of the course, which is great news, and I don't think many universities offer that. You may find actually that come year 2, 3, you've had enough of the campus and you want to venture out a little bit, but if you want to remain sort of in your safe environment, please do so for the full 5 years. So yeah, guaranteed clinical placements. Application opens 5th of September this year for September 2021 entry. There's a Zoom or Skype interview option, or you can come onto campus. As you've seen, we have plenty of international places available. Team-based learning is our main method of teaching as opposed to PBL or lectures and seminars. Now, if you haven't done so already, we have a growing, very engaging website now, so please have a look. But also, if you haven't filled out our inquirer form, please do so. And we can send you regular updates and information on the medical school. And if you have any questions, as I said, email me myself. There's an inquiries team that will be gladly help you. And there's also the international admissions team if it's admissions related.